Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Space Between Podcast, a podcast where we talk about the fans of one band. That band is Dave Matthews Band. In 1991, they started a band in Charlottesville, Virginia, and fast forward 35 years later, they're still playing, and there are still fans that are super passionate about the band. And of course, that's what this podcast is about the fans. Every episode, I have a guest on the show. And let me just say, I'm not going to fail you in this episode. I'm actually going to make your dreams come true. Guys, welcome to the 200th episode of the Space Between Podcast. I can't even believe it. So I brought in the lady who, if you've ever heard why I started this podcast, back in 2022. Her name is always part of that story. And she's my best friend, so she's in the story all the time. But she's kind of behind the scenes when it comes to podcasts. But back in 2022, I needed a creative outlet. If you want to hear the whole story, you have to go back in time and find those podcasts. But I needed a creative outlet due to just finding out some, things about my mental health. My best friend let me introduce her, and then she can tell the story because, it's a two-sided conversation here. Or whatever.
I'm just sitting here like, okay.
Okay, so my guest today is Miss Leah.
There's your sound effect.
Thank you. Yay. She's not only my best friend, the guest of the show, but she's also the sound technician or sound engineer.
Yeah, for the 200th, you really wanted to go big.
I wanted to go big, and the budget was so large that I was like, yep, we're getting the
it was $0.
$0.00 was the budget for this show, as it is every show. But I want to welcome Leah back to the show. It's been a while since you've been on.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last time I was on.
It's been a while because I've been so busy putting out
other people beyond
other people. But that's how this podcast works. Actual fans of Dave.
Not that I'm not a fan.
No, you
I just have yet to go to an actual show. I was at Jazz Fest. That was my first one.
And I think that counts. I really do.
And then obviously Omaha, which still worries Randy.
Still worrying people, like keeping them up. Can I just tell that story shortly?
Yeah.
Because it has been a long time since you were on the show. And this is all Dave Matthews Band fan related. This is just kind of our stories. To celebrate the 200th episode of this podcast. And of course, that would not be possible without each of you that are listening or watching this. If you're watching this one, I just want to say congratulations, you hit the lottery
well
today
done.
Because we really spruced up for you guys.
I'm in a sweatshirt that says hungover, which is ironic because I don't really drink anymore. But I was working from home because we'll get into that. Had a career change, which is
as we all
have. So something happens when you turn 40. It's like change the path of my life.
I can't do that anymore. Make others come first. I'm going
to put myself first.
I'm
going to come first,
just for a little bit. We love on people, but
yeah. So I was working from home, and you literally text me going, "Want to come over?" And then you FaceTime me going, "We need to do a podcast." And she's like, "You don't have to get fancy." And I'm like, "All right." I'm in purple yoga
in the
pants.
steel mines.
Well, when I got here, you had your daddy's shirt on.
I did. I had my daddy's flannel shirt on. I kept a few things after he passed away in October. And he always wore that flannel shirt. So, of course, every time I see it, it makes me think of him. But also, it fits.
How the hell, chart? The dogs, if you're not watching.
Have three guests, actually.
If you're not watching the video of this, I have a shorty and a dorky. And I have one on my laps. And the shorty is sandwiched between us, but body's twisted like a pretzel.
Yeah, you gotta check this YouTube video out because
it must be nice to be young.
Moms be momming, and Leah's been momming all day long, but she's had two babies.
Yesterday, one of my dogs had a seizure. It's fine, it's gastric, it happens. But I was starting to freak out because he was vomiting, but then it was almost like he was choking on it. So I'm like, crap, gotta get him to the vet. When he has a seizure, he pees everywhere. I didn't care. I picked him up. I had pee on the side of my pants and on my shirt. And then
mom's pee mom.
But then after he gets over it, he likes to cuddle. I'm like, I have pee on my clothes. I'll change later. Well, then Renae came over and we did some stuff for the tribute band. And
Dave Matthews tribute band.
Dave Matthews tribute band. It's a mouthful.
It is a lot, but it's worth saying.
And then doing that, it's like, why don't we go to dinner? And it wasn't until I got to Renae's today, I'm like, holy shit, I went out in public and out to dinner with pissed
pee
on
all over
clothes.
her. But you know what? Every mama has.
This is
Every daddy probably has too.
and I don't have any kids, so this is it.
These are your kids.
I know, but I didn't shoot about my cooch.
Well, just because you didn't shoot them out your cooch doesn't mean.
And they're also forest legs,
So let's do just a little life update because, okay, so how we met at work in what year?
November 2021.
Okay, so we met in 21. We're both retired from nursing, like literally officially.
We like to class it up
Well, that's what it is, where we literally gave our licenses up
for mental
and
health.
we said goodbye and we can't go back. So that's the end of that chapter. So I don't know how else better to describe it than retire from that career.
Yeah, because we both had similar things. When we met, I was dealing with a retaliation situation from a travel nurse assignment because any nurses out there know this, you take an oath to not knowingly cause harm and to be a patient advocate. And I did that, and it put a bullseye on my back, and I had to face a certain state board because it was a travel assignment. I had to face their board of nursing, and then they basically weaponized my mental health against me, and that's something you and I have really bonded over. Because I had depression and anxiety, I was not safe to practice
And
nursing.
how did they know that you had depression and anxiety, Leah?
In the retaliation case, FYI, any nurses listening, if you ever get a letter from the state board and it says you're being investigated, hire a freaking attorney.
Yep.
Because this all started because I gave a Benadryl at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a brand new admit. There wasn't an order for it. I checked for allergies, but I didn't check to see if she had a standing order.
A lot of patients have standing
and
orders.
Any nurse knows you don't call a damn doctor at 3 a.m. to ask to give an over-a-counter. No.
If you have standing orders, most.
Yeah.
But
I did not check.
It was a slip up, but
it's a write-up. It was a
It's
write-up.
a minor slip up.
And
she wasn't allowed.
there was no harm done to this patient, and it was absolutely a nightmare. It cost me thousands of dollars. It was years.
But how did they know that you had anxiety and depression? Did you tell them that? Or did they request some information from
when
you?
you're going through it, you can either surrender your license right then or work under a restricted license or fight it. So I fought it. And part of doing that, you have to turn over you have to background check, a drug test. They were demanding medical records, therapy notes. And
Therapy notes.
I have nothing to hide.
Therapy
I have
notes.
nothing to hide.
Those
Here
things
you go.
tell your therapist that are supposed to be completely confidential. But for nurses, they're not.
Yeah.
Our lives are not. They're not.
We're supposed to break the stigma of mental health. It's not bad. It's not bad. But my God, if you're a nurse and you have depression or anxiety,
better back up.
And
I don't think you can do a good job with anxiety or depression.
You're not safe.
What?
But if
if
I had high blood pressure or if I had diabetes, that's actually worse to be a nurse. Because what if someone's coding? What if you're having to run down the hall? What if you're having to do chest compressions? If you have high blood pressure, you can have a heart attack. If you're not taking care of yourself, your blood sugar can crash. That's more dangerous.
Mental health, well, I think it's the same. No, I really do
it's
think
absolutely
it's
the
exactly
same.
Because you can have a mental health crisis with no warning, with no history, with this stuff will sneak up and bite you in the ass.
COVID. I left my cushy administrative job from a building that we were 8-9 months into COVID, not had a single outbreak. I gave up that cushy job because it was I need to be on the front lines. And I'm in these COVID-rattled buildings. You see stuff. You saw stuff during COVID as a nurse. And it's there is still PTSD from that.
There's a lot of PTSD.
And
seeing people die
and being yelled at by families.
Families couldn't come in.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
And then when things started opening up again, nursing.
It was beautiful.
But the nursing facilities were the last things to open up. A lot of these people have TV, so they're seeing restaurants open up. They're seeing all these things open up, and they're we're locked in here like prisoners.
Yeah.
So it was hard, but it's a nurse is calling us to help people. But yeah, you end up not being okay after because you saw stuff and you're not able to give the care, and it is actually very traumatic. I don't know a single nurse that hasn't dealt with depression or anxiety.
You're not
or
an
something.
Anxious nurse at some point in your career.
Because you mess up,
because
we
we
kill
care.
someone.
We care. I know there's a lot of nurses out there that don't care. I've met them and they have been my nurse before. But
the ones that are just there for a paycheck.
That cared maybe too much.
Yeah.
I guess
and we pushed the boundaries. sometimes fighting for those that don't have a voice or don't have anyone to fight for them, any good nurse is going to be like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
So, so when I was getting investigated and all that, I submitted all of it, and then I had to do a 4-hour peer assessment review. And basically this therapist, counselor, whatever, it was like a 4-hour long therapy sessions. They had to do many mental exams on me, like all these things.
For giving a Benadryl.
To see if I was safe to practice nursing. All this bitch had to write, because all my tests showed I was no to low risk. I wasn't a drug abuser. I wasn't an alcohol abuser. I didn't have any mental, like all the tests showed I was good. I was fine. But all she had to write was, it is the recommendation of this that she is monitored as a nurse. They would not let me come back to Arkansas and be monitored here. They were demanding I go back to that state and be monitored there for 2 years. I would have to submit a drug test every week. I'd have to go to counseling on my dime with a therapist of their choosing every week. I couldn't do night shift. I couldn't do travel nurse assignments. And I was an LPN to make the most money. And it's like, okay, so I'm going to have to find a place to live in this state. I'll just say it was Colorado. So I'm going to have to find a place to live in Colorado, which is already expensive, but work one of the low paying jobs and not have my depression get out of control. And my father's disabled. When I would travel nurse, I'd be home. The longest I'd be gone is 12 weeks. And then I would come and spend a month home. So if anything needed done around the house, this and that, I could help them. And my lawyer was fighting it. And it's like, this is not worth it.
No.
How is it? Because I had 20
pushes
years
you deeper
of healthcare.
in depression. They literally push you further so that you can't get out.
So when Renae and I met, it was at an independent living. They don't need nurses, but this one did.
They just wanted to
Renae,
have
yeah, which is nice.
It was super nice.
Renae moved into marketing, so I took over Renae's job.
Marketing, funny,
and
something you didn't know about me.
And I mean, when I first met Renae, because Renae kind of trained me, I was like, oh man, she's like this really pretty Southern girl next door. Like Renae, listen, y'all didn't know Renae during her marketing days, but she would come in with the prettiest earrings. Her hair would always be done. She'd have a little bit of makeup on, sometimes a lot of makeup, depending if she was trying to get someone moved in. Yeah. And she had the best outfits. And I'm like,
Sheen, baby. Sheen.
All the way.
You
just got to ignore the whole, labor violation laws.
I understand, but I don't make any money.
Girl, listen. I love Dollar Day at Goodwill.
Okay. I love Goodwill. You know what? I got these overalls that I have on right now at the Goodwill.
I love them. Not just Goodwill, at the Goodwill. At the Goodwill.
We have a great Goodwill.
You really do.
Northwest Arkansas, because it's a wealthier area.
Best Goodwill I've ever been to.
Goodwills are awesome.
Best Goodwill I've ever been to is in Fort Collins, Colorado. That's where I got that pink jacket. Oh, that's a great jacket.
We just can't wait for events to wear that stuff.
I wore it at my 40th.
That's right.
When you tried to make me take home 40 balloons in a goober.
It's the best thing I've ever
Y'all haven't seen that on her social media.
It's still up on TikTok, so please head right over to my TikTok. If you didn't know I was on TikTok, it's simply under the space between
Modern Podcast. Yeah, I got rid of my
space
TikTok.
Between podcast, like the whole deals. You can go in there and see all kinds of sides of my life that you just didn't know, and you might not want to know, but it might make you laugh. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do, so you got to test it out yourself. So the Space Between Podcast on TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, because Leah doesn't have TikTok. Not a lot of people, it's for some people, it's not for some people, whatever. But with what I'm trying to do, pushing, it's like I'm a drug pusher. Remember, that's what we used to say when we were nurses. We were legal.
I'm a drug dealer. I fling pills at you all day. Pills? I can
tell you what kind of pill you need. And what it looks like based on manufacturer.
You better take that in the morning if you want to sleep tonight.
Got some skills you didn't know about.
You don't want to be up all night peeing. Take that in the morning.
Please check it out.
Your podcast. TikTok is pretty.
TikTok,
it is stop. Very.
To the TikTok, stop.
It is very random. I want to sex you up.
I don't know. That part is I don't even know what they're saying.
It was before my time.
Well, me too, but you know those songs.
Well, yeah. Because I'm going to be honest, I knew that one really well because of Glee.
Oh,
I was in a Glee phase there for a while.
Whatever it took.
But no, so I didn't know if you and I were going to be friends when we met at work.
Because of the way I dressed?
I was just like,
just
oh
based
man.
on the way I dressed?
It was just she's all fancy. She's probably really like, probably snobby. Well, I didn't know it was Sheen at the time, but I'm like,
I tricked some people.
I was like, I'm pretty like, I don't know really how to do my hair. I really don't know how to do my makeup.
You're beautiful.
Thank you very much. But it was like, crap. Oh, but then I told that story that if you don't know the story, it's on one of these podcasts.
No, man, we can't talk about that story right now.
No, we're not.
Because I want to make the 200th episode,
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Guide Through Grief. I'd like to share a clip from the podcast so you can get a feel for what's in store.
It was definitely Dave Matthews Band. Their music became therapeutic. Steady as we go. There was one night Leslie was in the hospital when she was in a coma, and I had no other prayers. I had no other things to say. And I found myself just singing her that song a bunch that week. I really leaned into their music to get through.
I'm glad you had Dave.
It's not a late. I've told that story many times.
You're going to have to dig through 200 episodes.
Yeah, just
now
search for the ones I'm on.
The story about Leah in a Target parking.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what I'm going to say. Leah
but after that story, Renee's like, shit.
I think we're going to be best friends.
Yeah. And then,
just like on Step Brothers.
Do we actually become best friends?
That's literally how it happened.
Yeah, I traumatized Aaron, but it's fine.
The other lady that was in the room. Yeah.
Sorry.
There was some trauma and then there was some complete joy. I was the complete joy out of what you just said.
That's basically what people, like when you meet me, it's either I'm really going to like bring you joy or it's like.
That's what was happening in the Target parking lot.
Leah's kind of a bitch. I really don't like her. She thinks she's funny and I don't think she's that funny. And that's the most offensive thing you can say to me. It's like, I don't think you're that funny. First off, how dare you? Like I just told you earlier, I don't need to talk to people. I'm funny enough. I can talk to myself.
My dogs love everything I say. They're so excited.
They are.
Every time I talk to them.
Not right now.
Like, so, hey, we got them.
We got them. No, then we went, the first time I came to your house, like I saw your, on the corner and I'm like, oh, she in a fancy house. Because you and I both grew up the same and like smaller,
very poor
very
families.
little.
Our daddies were both truck
drivers. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of stuff in common.
But then when I walked in.
Shout out to the truck drivers. Man, I've got
bless.
a lot of good friends that are truck drivers. Truck drivers are the backbone of America, man. I don't know.
And they're hurting their backbones doing it. It's awful.
Talk about another job that'll get your body. Truck driving will get your body.
But I walked in and before we redid your dining room, you had that wall of like office quotes. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was
and
like
then
that, I think.
We went like thrift store shopping.
Oh, yeah. On our first date.
Yeah, on our first date. And then we went to get pizza. And then we were laughing so hard, we knocked a pizza over off the table, and the waitress thought we were drunk and wanted to cut us off.
And we weren't drunk at all. I was just laughing so hard.
It was so fun. Yeah, but the pizza's on a stand.
Pizza and then fell into the floor when I did that, and the lady came over and said, "I'm going to cut you off now." And I was like, "I have not had one
literally
drink.
have not ordered a drink.
Have been my waitress.
Yeah.
Have you even served me?"
And then
we had a Dr. Pepper.
And then when we left, we ended up in a Christmas parade.
We just walked out and there was a Christmas parade.
And then I think Justin had to come
pick us up.
Oh. And that's the first time I met Justin.
That's called responsibleness.
Listen, you go on a journey, you don't know how it's going to end.
That's right. But sometimes it ends with Justin coming to pick you up. And I think that's responsible, but that does not happen very often.
No.
This was years ago, and we did not have
young and dumb.
Back in 2021.
2020. Yeah.
5 years ago. We've learned a lot in 5 years.
I had just put up my Christmas tree. But then, I had, because everything I was going through with my nursing license, I started a little podcast just as an outlet. One of my friends that I met over Instagram, because my therapist also told me, you need an outlet while you're travel nursing. So my brilliant self was like, I'm going to create a Bravo fan page account on Instagram and making memes and doing this. And it's worked out well for me because this is a big part of the new career path I'm on. But my friend Lauren, we connected over one of the Real Housewives, and she already had like a legal podcast, like pop culture legal podcast. And then we decided to start a podcast together, and no one really listened to it. I think I think it was like 60 listens, like an episode. We were not getting anything, but we didn't care because this is an outlet.
Yeah.
And it was almost a way, because Lauren lives in another state. It's like that once a week we were recording, it was like our time to catch up.
Yeah.
We would talk about anything. And so I remember telling you, I'm like, just start it. Who cares? You love them so much. Just start it. And if
Dave
only,
Matthews Band? I
yeah,
love them.
yeah,
Oh, great.
just a little bit.
Okay.
But then it's like, if only 5 people listen, who gives a shit?
I didn't care.
Like, if you enjoy doing
just
it,
talk about it.
and then before you even had 10 episodes out, we went to Podfest. I met William Hung.
Yeah, so that's crazy. So she was doing a podcast, and I found it so interesting because I, of course, start listening because I'm like, oh, my friend is talking, and I don't know anything about what she's talking about, but I'm going to listen in because I don't watch.
Is that shade because I don't listen to your podcast?
No, it's not shame at all. She doesn't listen to my podcast, but it's okay. There's a lot of episodes, and that's what we're talking about today. This is number 200.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time to listen to this podcast, if you've hung in this long, congratulations. Every episode is not like this.
No.
But we're celebrating today. Celebrating the fact.
We will.
Celebrate.
Look at that.
You pulled a Dave quote out. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I start this podcast. You can still go back and watch. There's like a teaser that is the very first, I guess, post that I ever did. And it's called Teaser Episode. I sat down with a friend of mine who just happened to be that I met her through Dave Matthews Band, but she happened to live in Arkansas. And so she came up because we were going to go see Trombone Shorty. And I was like, hey, I'm starting this podcast and I just want to like test out some recording stuff because I don't have a background in sound and
Audio.
Yeah. Like I was a nurse. I listened to people and talked to people all day long.
And those call lights.
But like not through a microphone or even a telephone. Like I was face to face all the time. So we recorded just a little thing. And so that's the very first episode. And you can even hear the background noise of the restaurant that we were in. I remember this vividly.
Yes.
So vividly. Her name is Michelle, and she lives in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. And so shout out to her. She's been such a big supporter from day one and literally episode 1. But I didn't call that my first episode because, again, it was just a teaser. It was me trying to figure out, okay, how loud do I need to be? Can I even talk 10 minutes about something? Because you don't know until you know, just like Vicky said.
Don't know, now you know.
So really, the second episode that came out, I believe, December of 2022, actually had 4 or 5 guests on the very first episode, people that I had just met through Dave Matthews Band. And since then, of course, we've become closer, and it's so fun to see how their stories have changed and even how the shape of the podcast has changed so much. If you listen to episode 1 and you listen to episode
30.
199, and I'm going to say, 197 or whatever, the first and what I'm doing now, I think it's just so very different. And you can tell I put some work into it. You can tell that I've just kept on trying no matter what. And
updated equipment.
I've definitely updated equipment. I've put some time and some money into this because it's a passion. I always say it's like an extreme hobby, and people pay lots of money to do
Mountain bike,
anything. You pick a thing and it costs money, and this is my thing. This is what I do and what I love, and it's been really good for my mental health. It's been surprising how it's mind-blowing actually how this was born out of a mental health crisis and then ended up helping so many people along the ways.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I just think of if you look at it, you just started this, I need an outlet. And some of the first episodes, they were rough, just audio wise and this and that.
The
trying to find
was there. The people were telling me stuff.
Trying to figure out how to get it out there. What is the right fit? Because you could say, oh, I'm going to do it this, and this, but then it's just something's
I've never produced
missing.
a show before.
No.
I'm not a producer. I am now.
But now it's gone into this for in the running for a Sirius XM job for the Dave Matthews Band channel. That's huge.
That was really surprising. So it was summer of 2025. I can talk about it
now.
God. It's almost been a year. Not really. It's been half a year.
I was at Slim Chickens having lunch. Shout out Slim's Chickens. But I was there having lunch when you called me and you told me about it, and I had to run into the bathroom because I wanted to squeal and jump up and down. Like, I was so excited for you because, and just knowing like your little podcast that you just started just out of a mental health crisis, like the band knew about it. And it was just, in that moment, I just remember being so proud of you. And just in that sense of, you freaking did it. Now, are you making any money off this podcast? No.
but that was never the point. But
it was one of those things of
the point.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
What is going on, Space Between podcast listeners? This is David, drummer with the Dave Matthews Tribute Band, here to tell you about some of our upcoming tours to close out this year and to start the next. We are super stoked to be hitting the road December 26th through 30th for our Gamblers and Robbers New Year's Eve run to close out 2025. We're going to be playing some of our favorite venues around the Northeast for this mini tour, so we hope to see some of our usual faces there and newcomers to ring in the new year with us. Then, after a short break to start 2026, we're going to be hitting the road for the remainder of our Tomorrow We Die tour. This winter tour will feature dates in the Northeast and Midwest in January, with a run down to the Southeast and Florida in February. Moving on to March, the highlight will be going out west for usual stops in the Colorado area, but then this time making it all the way to California for 4 shows on the West Coast, which we could not be more excited for. Go ahead and grab your tickets at thedmtb.com, and we hope to see you on the road. Enjoy the podcast.
this is what I want to do. This is like the music in general is a passion of yours, but just you sharing. We were on the road to Omaha, and I remember you talking about the first song that you heard that just really just hit you of theirs, like, because of what you were going through. So your love for them.
It was Typical Situation. That was the song.
I kept thinking it was, Race Tree kept coming to mind, but I knew that wasn't it. That's why I didn't want
That's
to
okay.
like.
I wanted to tell those that are listening going, what song was it?
Yeah,
It's Typical Situation.
Because I would try to listen to Dave Matthews Band, but it was, one, I didn't understand what the hell he was saying.
Yeah.
But then it was also, I don't know what this means. Like
there's so much symbolism in his
and I was trying to listen to it at work, and I'm like, this is the wrong time. But now, like when I was decorating my Christmas tree this year, I'm like, man, I can really listen to some Dave Matthews Band, and I loved it. And like I've been with my Dave for 2.5 years now, and anytime you and me come on, I think of him, because there's so much in that song that, you know, I want to do that with Dave. I just want to pack up our bags and leave. And like, he has kids, so when the kids are older, and it's just, there is so much symbolism in their songs. And I remember at Jazz Fest, and you know, I talked about this on an earlier episode where he plays Gray Street, and I just had chills all over my body, and like the emotion it brought out of me. I'm like, I don't even know what this song is about.
Yeah.
But your love for just music, and the Dave Matthews Band especially, and you're such an advocate for mental health, that to see you being recognized on such a level, I'm just so fucking proud of you.
Thank you.
It's just,
that felt really good. I mean, the whole process, now, you know, it's like, you know, the whole thing is done now. It literally just ended on Groundhog's Day, which I thought was so funny. I was like, I've been going out of my mind over and over since
again.
the day I talked
And
with
I was-
Sam. And it felt like Groundhog's Day.
I was
And-
trying not to ask you too much of like, have you heard?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
even,
we
like, told,
communicated
like-
once a month I communicated once a month with XM. So like, and obviously way more in the beginning, but I couldn't tell anyone. But Leah, of course, is like my sister. So she knew. There was a few people that knew and were just really cheering me on and supporting me. And I had to do a lot of recording, which I record all of the time. But so obviously XM host or being a host on XM is completely different language than how I speak on my podcast. So I had to do a little bit of studying on different ways to speak, different ways just radio talk. Radio talk is very different than podcast talking. And so I really got some solid people who have worked with people from inside the Dave Matthews Band to help me with my voice, to give me kind of lessons on what I needed to do, what I not needed to do. And I think I recorded, because I had to have like, I want to say like four or five different commercials. I had to write everything. I had to do everything. Like there was,
and you had to make sure your voice, like the tone was right, and like the timing of it. You only had so many seconds.
I mean, radio talk is very different than what I'm doing now. So, but I feel like I picked it up. I feel like I was on it. I'll always have those recordings. Maybe one day I'll release them, but probably not, because it's not valid for me to release those, because I'm not a host. And it says that in those recordings because I was testing out to be the host. But so yeah, found out yesterday. I'm so excited that someone in the fan community that like we actually kind of know about and we know is just fans from North Carolina. And I think, I don't know if they're both from North Carolina, or I know one is, but I can't remember where the other guy was. So, but the guys from the Corner of Gray Street podcast, they got the new hosts positions at SiriusXM, and so I'm so excited about them. And just having fans in that position means so much to me. Not because there hasn't ever been, like I know Nikki is a fan. I know that Ari, who was the host before the Gray Street guys, he was a big fan. And so not that there hasn't been fans, but it just feels really good that like to watch the little man get something, you know, like the dudes that have a podcast that talked about this music, and now they've been chosen because they put the work in. Mm-hmm. And I see so much beauty in that. Did I want it? Hell yeah. Of course, all of us did. And I don't know how many people got interviewed or tested for that spot, you know, because we couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And now, if you did, let me know, because I'd love to know who was in the running. Like, I
loved our conversations. Like when we were like, when you get this job, it's going to be so cool. We were planning.
We were making
She had a celebratory outfit bought.
Dude, right? I have the outfit still. And I told Justin that the other day, I was like, I've got an outfit ready and on standby for when they announce that I'm going to get it.
My friend.
You got to think that way, though. I was like, we're going all in.
We had a stylist down for you if you ever had to like go to.
We were ready because I was like speaking it into existence. I felt like, because I had always, there are years past videos where I go, Nikki Glacier, I'm coming for your job, bitch, you know? And so I was like, it felt like it was all working. And the beautiful thing about this is it was a no for
now.
This.
Yeah.
But it's not a no forever, because
it's like the door is closed, but it's not locked.
Oh, I don't even think the door is locked. I think it's just.
Yeah, that's what I said. The door is closed, but not locked.
I don't even think it's closed. I really don't. Based on our correspondence, or based on my correspondence with XM,
I didn't know how else
they were very happy with how I tested. They recognize what I'm doing in the community as far as making sure that the fans' story stays really important. And
it's not a stop, it's a yield.
It's a yield for now. But since then, this literally happened yesterday. Today, I get a super secret email that I can't talk about, and was literally told I couldn't talk about. So there are other opportunities that are like coming my way. So I know like hard work and dedication pays off. I don't know what's going to happen, but if nothing happens, I'm still so excited to be thought of in that way.
I think it's a day and age of instant gratification. Like if you don't have something in 6 months or a year, like give up. Like when I left nursing, I went into real estate because it's like I was an LPN. I don't have my bachelor's. What the fuck am I going to do? I'd been in healthcare since I was in high school. Like, what am I going to do? I got my real estate license. I had a great first year. Last year sucked dick. It was awful.
Yeah.
And I like to joke, like, did you watch Friends a lot?
I mean, yes and no. I wasn't like a diehard.
The cool thing about Friends is every episode, like, you know, The Office, like the Dundies, Michael's Last Dundies, Benihana Christmas. Yeah. But like, Friends, all their episode titles were the one where Ross finds out, the one after London. Like, it always starts with the one. So, I mean, last year for me was really the one where Leah got political. So all you D&B fans and friends of Renae's,
you can't scoop us up in a group because fans are everything.
No, but I was just, like the ones that like find me on Facebook and want to be friends with me, even though I've never met you. Listen, you're a DMV person, you're friends with Renae, I'm probably going to let you in, but I hope you like political content. That's what my Facebook is.
That's what your job is.
It is what my job is, because my friend Lauren, who I talked about earlier, the Bravo account, she was wanting to start an immigration law firm. And at the time she was with another firm. And she goes, yeah, we're going to start the immigration side. It'd be great if you could come on and kind of help with it and do like the marketing and the social media. I go, yes, of course, because real estate was it was awful last year for the market. And I was getting very tired of never being able to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because there's just some days I wanted to be left alone. I didn't have the mental capacity to deal with anything. And my baby sister had her first child, and they live in Colorado. And it's like, I want to be so involved, because I want to be that aunt that has a beautiful relationship with, their niece or nephew. My niece turns 1 next month, and I've only seen her one time, because with real estate, I had a listing that I could not leave. And when I was kind of expressing to Lauren, I'm like, I would love just to like have a remote work from home job, especially because what if something happens and my Dave, he gets a job that we have to move. I don't want to have to like get relicensed in real estate. So I had this wonderful opportunity come my way, and no sooner do I get started and like helping with other things for the law firm she was a part of, that law firm dissolved.
Yes.
I mean, it was pretty much, Lauren sends me a text on a Sunday and was like, hey, I'm going to start my own immigration firm. Do you want to join me? And I'm like, yes. What? Like, it was during football season. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this game because I'm in fantasy football.
Right. And you're
Fun fact, I am good. I won this year after getting runner-up the past 2 years. But I was like, So I went upstairs and I called her, and she's like, I want you to open this firm with me. And legally, I cannot co-own a law firm. I'm not an attorney, but she's like, she considers me like part owner, and I handle all like the administrative stuff, the social media, the marketing, and then Lauren is obviously the attorney. And so, we opened it 4 days later. Like it was, we were on it. And then Lauren also started her family law firm. So I'm kind of the office. Like I showed Renae yesterday, like, look at our website. Here's me. It's just Lauren and I doing 2 different law firms. Like Lauren Peavy House Law does the family law in Minnesota. So if anyone needs any family law help,
I'll put a link on the YouTube page and in the show notes as well. If you want to check out
the immigration firm. When Lauren came up with the name, because Lauren lives in Minnesota. So when she was coming up with the law firm name, it was Twin Cities Immigration, PLLC. And immigration law is not bound by state lines. We're able to help anyone across the country. We did not know what's happening in Minneapolis was going to be happening. And the name was kind of like, it was very serendipitous, like, okay, because we're easy to find. But it has been a very interesting time to start an immigration law firm, because anyone, like, I'm not going to get political, but it's been a lot. And it's been wonderful, though, because I always wanted to be a lawyer when I was little. I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I don't know if anyone listening remembers a PBS show like the McLaughlin Group or something like that. My grandparents watched it every Saturday, and there was this woman on there who would debate these men. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I was going to be like her. Because as you saw yesterday when Dave and I debated Justin Timberlake, I love a good debate.
That was a serious conversation.
And then it continued when he and I got home and we were getting ready for bed.
I was nervous. I was like, can I film this? And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, it wasn't, we were not mad at each other.
It was so intense.
It was very intense because I knew I was right. So when I was little and I would see this woman arguing, like debating these men and owning them, I'm like, fuck yeah. And I wanted to be like her. Unfortunately, did not come from a family of a lot of money. And my dad was very adamant law school is expensive, and kind of dampened my dream of that. So then when Lauren brought this up to me, it's like, oh my God, like, I'm not going to go to law school. I'm 40.
Yeah,
No.
God bless those that do.
love you for it.
Yes.
Between my ADHD and just the chaos of life and running this law firm, absolutely not. I can't imagine going to law school.
Mm-mm.
But it's been so good because I feel like I'm helping people again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, my political passion, I think a lot of it came because I had, my niece that was given up for adoption when she was a baby. She came back in my life, and hearing about how she was basically treated once she came out, it's like, no, like I felt this instant need, like I have to protect her. Yeah. I have to make sure she is not treated any differently. And there were people that I love that don't feel comfortable coming out yet because maybe like disappointment somewhere in the family or experiencing that. So I've always been such an advocate and an ally for that community. And then I started paying attention, and I really wanted to do so much to help and get involved. And it's almost like, here's the universe going,
Yep.
open this law firm.
Because you have a servant's heart.
I very much do.
We like to always give it credit to nursing, but I think it takes a special person to serve others.
I think it's
to
also
constantly
like,
be serving others.
People, especially like, this podcast and, your listeners, they're like, oh my God, Leah is so funny. Leah is so funny. I am hilarious.
She's hilarious.
I very much am. I'm very quick-witted, and I hope I never lose that. I hope when I get older.
She lacks in confidence, though.
And here's the thing. Like, I hope when I'm like older and I'm shitting my pants in the nursing home, I can still make a good joke about it. I hope I'm not, but you know what? I have my niece, my good old gay niece. She will take care of me. Yes. She already said she will. But I think where I struggle is, and like I talked about this at length with Randy when he was here. Sometimes like I don't feel like being funny. I don't feel like being quote unquote on. I get very shy around new people because I've also been told, yeah, I didn't know what to think of you when I first met you, and I didn't really like you when I first met you. Okay. And then there's other people that are like, oh my God, she's amazing. But I go through these moments of I'm tired and I have to shut down. I have to shut mental health breaks are very, very good for me. I've had my phone on Do Not Disturb for going on 2 weeks, and it's been lovely.
It can save parts of you.
Because it was getting to the point, like every time my phone rang or I got a text, like my anxiety would just skyrocket. Yes. And everything that's been going on this past year, I've had to really learn how to, okay, I need a timeout. I need to not be on my phone. I need to stop absorbing all the information I am. Sometimes it's tricky with the law firm side because I have to know what's going on.
You have to be educated. And constantly keep educating yourself.
And like I'm doing this immigration academy course that Lauren gave me access to because I need to know what certain things are. Like I'm learning about different visas and the green card process and this and that and the fees and the timelines and what, like the things that I know are so boring, but it's been so fascinating to me. And I just feel like sometimes it's so good to just shut down.
It is.
To bed rot, couch rot, like shut off my brain.
World. Yeah.
And
you have to.
You have to, but in the same time, I still find humor in so many things. And I still it's so easy for me to be funny. And I don't know if it's a coping mechanism for me.
Life is funny, man.
But ridiculous. I do struggle with the confidence issue because a lot of times feeling like an imposter syndrome. Like when I was in real estate, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Because I'm not from Northwest Arkansas. I like if I would still be, I'm not even from Arkansas. So I am now. I've been here. It'll be 5 years on St. Patrick's Day since I've been here. But it's been one of those things of, I don't know anything about this area, about this. And there's so many real estate agents in such a small area. And I just felt like, I don't know what I'm doing, which is very common when you're new in real estate. But I also realized I like to shut off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I just want to play Uno with Dave, watch one of our shows, and just not be bothered.
We couldn't do that in real estate.
No.
You couldn't do that in nursing just because we were nurses long enough to where we had reached director level positions.
Mm-hmm.
And so in those type roles, your job is to be on call 24/7.
Yeah, and if you didn't have an assistant or another nurse
Which
to
most
take
of the time
call,
you don't, because
yeah,
people don't want to pay money.
and which is why travel nursing was so lucrative. Because I mean, if you would pay your nurses well,
Maybe
better
we
than they are
wouldn't be
now.
understaffed. I'm just saying, I'm no expert. I'm no expert.
I'm not a nurse.
I'm not a nurse either.
I just
used to
played
be.
one on TV for 20 years. I mean, I wasn't a nurse for 20 years. I was a nurse I didn't get my nursing degree till I was 30.
I didn't either.
Because I was actually going to go into public relations and communications.
And journalism, that's all
And
right.
journalism.
Yeah.
And I was a junior in college, and my dad was in his head-on collision. And my entire career path changed.
Mhm.
And then I had to start school over again because, oddly enough, nursing prereqs are not the same as public relations and communication
Shocker.
prereqs. So I basically was starting over in college at 27. I got my nursing at 30, and by 38, it was gone.
But by 40,
But by 40
we're
now,
co-owner of a law
I'm
firm.
like quote unquote co-owner of a law firm, and
Boss.
the administrative, like oversees the administrative side as a family law firm, and it's
And you're chasing your dreams.
yeah, and
Like,
I can
for real.
I can literally work from my bed, which is lovely. Or I can come over here and work for Renae's, or when I'm in Florida, I can work from Florida, or
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go to Minneapolis at the end of the month to go see Lauren for like a week and really just it's a work trip.
It is a work trip. I mean,
It is.
just because the world has changed so much with like the way that we work, and thank God. I think that has a lot to do with people finally saying, no,
Yeah.
I will not live my life that way, because we saw our parents kill themselves
Mhm.
basically just working until they died and still had nothing or whatever, but
Well, it was also going to be great because I really thought you were going to get a serious job, and I'm like, great. When Renae has to go somewhere, naturally,
I'm gonna go with
I
you.
am kind of your bitch, so it's
Yeah,
like
I
okay.
come with a crew.
So we're unpaid, but we're just there for the vibes.
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even care what
We've-
XM paid. I was just like, I just want it.
we've gone on so many trips together. Like, she left where we worked together. She left and she needed to leave. Her mental health, man, that was, you had to go.
I had to go. And for those of you that don't know, you really got to look back for those stories, because my mental health, it did sneak up and bite me. I
Mhm.
did not know that my mind was suffering until I knew that I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, that was
Then I found out all myself.
getting that FaceTime from you when you were crying in your car in the garage. Like, I just remember saying, where is Justin? Where is Justin?
Mhm.
Go wake him up. Wake him up. If you don't wake him up, he's going to be mad. And then you weren't at work the next day, and people were asking me, where's Renae? And I'm like, she needs some time. And then you just never came back. And I was like, well, fuck this. I'm not going to be at this job without her. So then I quit. I didn't have it. I thought I had a job lined up, and that never lined up. And I'm like, well, and the next thing you know, Renae and I are on a cruise.
I mean, that's how I quit a job. I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go out of the country. Gotta
Let's
get
just
the
leave
hook
for a
out
little
of
bit.
here.
No, it was just,
But I haven't quit any more jobs.
no.
Remember, so my last job in nursing before I decided I was giving up my license, and the reason why, like, they make you, when you give up your license, like, unless it's taken from you, if you just want to give your license up, like I wanted to, it's
Surrender.
called a voluntary surrender, meaning I didn't want to work as a nurse anymore. I didn't want to have an attachment to the Arkansas State Board of Nursing. I didn't want to stay within their roles anymore. All things. You have to fill out this big official form, blah, blah, blah. It's this whole thing. Like,
Can I tell you, I still haven't done that. And Arkansas Board of Nursing sends me certified mail all the time, and they call me.
it's like,
And
you
I'm
can't
like,
get out.
You can spend that money.
It's like, you can't
Like
get out.
my nursing license is not active, but they need me to sign this so bad. I'm like, good luck. Good luck.
Keep coming.
Keep spending that money
Keep
on
spending that
certified
money.
mail.
There we go. There we go. Taxpayers' money.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But anyway, so they ask you, like, why? I'm sure because that's just a question you have to ask.
Yeah.
Well, why are you leaving? And I appreciated them asking me. Now, whether they read it or not, I'll never know. Whether they paid attention and did anything about it, I'll never know. But I knew that I couldn't go out without speaking my mind. Number one, I wanted out because I didn't believe in healthcare system anymore.
Yeah.
And I wrote that down. I said, no, I am not behind what healthcare has become.
It's
I
awful.
want my name unattached to any part of this. It didn't always used to be that way. Man,
No.
I loved nursing. I loved the ability to connect with others on such personal times, such as birth, death, hard times, happy times, all the things. Be able to work with the families and just, again, that
being a
service heart.
comfort and uncertain.
I just like to serve others. And so I got a lot of that. But what I realized is I didn't need nursing to serve others. But I had always thought that because that's just what I did for so long. So number one reason was I don't believe in our healthcare system anymore. Number two was I do have some physical and mental ailments that were not allowing me to be part of that profession anymore because amazing. I have depression and anxiety and PTSD.
It's crazy.
So I'm not, they never told me this because I surrendered, but like, I know those things about me and I know what they did to Leah. And so I knew with this podcast and me talking about mental health and me talking about the things that have worked for me and that have kept my head straight, I knew it would eventually catch up to me. And I said, peace out. Like I just can't be part of this anymore. I don't want you on me anymore.
To have your mental health weaponized against you.
Yeah.
From a program that, like, from a medical, like, board. Like, you feel like, wait, what? You almost feel like you're in a Twilight Zone. It's like, there's so many people that are on antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, and all this stuff, but I can't have it. And, I was in the dating field at the time when all this was going on with my license. And I remember talking to an EMT, and, we had been on a date or two, and he's like, he would go to like some really gnarly car wrecks and he would see shit. And when I opened up about what was happening with my nursing license, he's like, there's so many of us, like EMTs and firefighters, we don't disclose it. Like you can't because he goes, it will happen because they don't think you're capable. And it goes back to, I'm fully capable of giving chest compressions. We had to do it together.
Thank God we still can.
And like, we still can, but so I'm not safe to practice nursing because I take an antidepressant. And at the time, I wasn't even taking any medication for it because, well, I had my medicinal at the time, and that was prescribed afterwards because I did not sleep for 48 hours when this license debacle happened because I was like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I had just this weight on my chest, on my shoulders. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, I was terrified. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do for a career? What am I going to do? And like, I don't like taking Xanax because even a low dose, I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Right.
And even when I was prescribed it, because I got prescribed it after my dad's accident, because it fucks you up. Like, you see your dad dancing at a wedding with your mom, and then 3 weeks later, you see him being rushed into the hospital, and his face is black and blue, and like he's not able to walk again. So it's one of those things of, I couldn't even take a Xanax before I went to work, even though it was prescribed, because it's like, I don't trust myself to give people medication.
Right. I'm
So
not fucking up. Yeah.
I was very smart about my mental health.
Absolutely.
And then like, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on here before, but in my 20s, I got diagnosed with endometriosis, and I always wanted to be a mom. I wanted a little boy so badly because I was so terrified of being a girl mom because I'm like, I don't know how to do hair. I don't know how to do makeup. I'm not stylish. Like, I just want a little boy. And that was taken from me. I had my uterus came out when I was 31 and my ovaries came out when I was 34. So I've been in menopause since I was 34. But if you don't think that does something to you, but I was a great nurse. I still have so many thank you cards. I'd never had a discipline issue. I had never had my license investigated before, turned in. And for all of it to come down over a Benadryl, I'm like, but I knew it wasn't the Benadryl. I knew it's because I stood by the nurse's oath. And when I didn't know what to do, I'm going to try not to cry, but it's going to make me cry. I wished so badly my grandmother was still alive, because my grandmother died from a situation of abuse and neglect in the nursing facility while I was in nursing school. And my grandmother was an RN for almost 50 years. And so I was at the hospital every morning by 5 a.m. to be there before I went to class at 8 a.m. Like, my grandpa had people scheduled, like, so she was never alone. And I lost my grandmother during nursing school. And the day after I found out I passed the boards, my grandparents' house caught fire. So, but even with all that, I was still good. And like, I always was like, what would my grandmother do? What would my grandmother do? So I went to my grandpa and I told him what was going on. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what grandma would want me to do. And he's like, your grandma would have done the exact same thing you did. And like, my grandma had write-ups. Like, my grandma kept records of everything. So when the house fire happened, I saw all her records of everything. And I'm like, God bless her. Because, you know, your grandma is what she wants you to see when you're younger. And then when you get older, you're like, okay, grandma. Okay.
What's up, grandma?
So when my grandpa told me that my grandma would have done the exact same thing, I was like, okay. I knew I was going to be okay. And when I decided to leave nursing, just to give it up, my parents were not disappointed in me. They were very proud of me because I did the right thing. Mm-hmm. So like, I know the retaliation happened because I spoke up for patients, because the facility I was at, there was one CNA for 30 patients.
And that's very common, if you don't know.
So scary. And we would get post-surgical patients in there. Like, we were a step-down unit. So someone just had knee surgery or hip replacement. They were told there was a pharmacy on campus. No, we had an emergency med kit, but if we didn't have your dosage, you were screwed. So we had post-surgery patients going up to 48 hours without a pain pill.
Yeah.
And I knew by not speaking up, I was knowingly causing potential harm. So I don't regret speaking up, but the fear, like the anxiety that I felt, and I was terrified. What was I going to do? So I got my medicinal license. It was very
prescribed.
It was prescribed by a doctor,
knowing that you were a nurse.
Yeah, like, and I did the correct route, and
because there is a way to do it without getting high, man. It's not. You got to learn about it, just like every other medication.
I wanted to be able to sleep.
Yeah,
I wanted to be able to sleep because I am no good if I can't sleep. And so I disclosed that as well when I was getting investigated, and like, here it is. And that doctor wrote a note saying she only has this because of what she's going through.
Right. Because of what you're
putting her through. And it was just one of those, like, I think during that time, that was the most scared I had ever been, because it's like, what the fuck? What? Because I also thought, like, the board's going to see this and be like, this is stupid.
Right.
No.
We believed in our board until we didn't.
And then, like, last year when this administration was like, nursing is no longer a professional degree. It's like, during COVID, we were fucking heroes.
That's what everybody.
And
all
now
the nurses,
it's like
the nurses. The government was paying us extra bonus pay for being nurses, and now
you're not even
the government
considered a
says
professional.
You're not a.
And then professional degree. Your degree is not considered a professional degree.
What are you talking about?
And I sit there, and like, when you were in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and that nurse was killed by ICE, I was like, I had to give Dave my phone. I'm like, I cannot, because it hit so close to home. Because it's like, what do you mean? He was just helping a woman who was shoved down, and he got dogpiled on, and the last thing he said was, are you okay? Because I don't know how many times I've been pushing a wheelchair. Someone drops something without missing a beat, I go and pick it up, or someone sneezes and I take them. It's just embedded in us. And
serving.
But I'm so glad I'm not a nurse anymore. Amen. Because the way they can attack you, and nothing is ever good enough. You could have sat bedside with someone for 45 minutes because they were having a terrible day, and you sat there until they calmed down. But then they go, why'd you stay over late? How come you didn't document on this document that you documented? It got to be so stupid. It wasn't about bedside care anymore.
No, quality versus quantity. Mm-hmm. And I always say it was exactly the opposite. Mm-hmm. It was Well,
They didn't care about the quality of care.
they don't care about the
They
quality.
cared about how many patients you
we
got
gotta
taken
run a
care
lot of people through because every person that runs through here pays us. So we need to run a whole lot of people through here as fast as we can.
And the nursing
that's
homes
what
were-
the medical
The
companies
nursing
do
homes
now.
were not getting the money to actually keep their facilities good and clean. I worked at places, there's literally cockroaches running around.
Oh, yeah.
But the people that own it, they don't care.
They don't care.
For-profit nursing homes are the worst thing that's ever happened because they don't update the facilities. They don't
No.
modernize them. They don't do private rooms. If you wanted a private room, you're paying out of pocket
And who has $8,000 a month to spend on that?
just to be
Do you?
in your own room in a
Do
nursing
I?
home.
Do you?
You might as well spend $8,000 a month being in an assisted living
With a private nurse?
and then having healthcare people come in because it just
It's so.
It
depends
became
on
all-
each person.
it became
Everything's
all-
crazy, but
like everything is, it all just became a money maker. And then real estate, I'm like, last year, I'm going to be very honest, I felt sleazy trying to sell a house to people when the economy did what it did. People were struggling to pay groceries. I'm like, I don't want to be a used car salesman. And now I feel so passionately about what Lauren and I are doing, doing the immigration law, helping those that want to come here the right way or helping those who need a status change. But when the first assassination of American citizen happened in Minnesota, I was in Florida and I got a call within an hour on the company phone because it's just a Google Voice number. I got a call within an hour and this person sounded so scared because they were here legally, but they were so scared like that wasn't good enough. And that's what's hard. And then today, like I was here when I got a message from someone I was speaking to earlier. She happened to get a call that one of her employees is here legally, but he was getting text messages that ICE was in his neighborhood. And so while I was on the phone with her, she had driven over there and she just started like freaking out and crying. She goes, oh my God. Oh, like she was watching the raid happen in real time and people being moved out. And then she texts me and she goes, they took him. And she goes, what do I do? What can we do? They took him. And that's weird getting used to. But it's also one of those things of I'm getting to answer a call to help those that are being racially profiled, to being attacked just because they have different pigmentation than us. They have a different accent than us. They don't look like white people because they're not going after white immigrants. It's so irritating and it's so irritating. And I know like it's not going to stop me from going to protest. When I'm in Minneapolis in a couple of weeks, I'm sure we're going to be at a protest because for whatever reason, Minneapolis is why they're attacking. If I get arrested, I know I'm going to call my sister because my mom's not going to answer a number she doesn't know. My dad has made it clear he's not going to bail me out because he doesn't want me going to protest. I'll call my sister. My sister will, and I don't have, honey, if you listen to this, I love you. I don't have your phone number memorized, but I also know he doesn't have mine memorized. But my sister's is memorized and I will call her. She'll bail me out or Lauren will bail me out if like she's not also arrested. But like it's not going to stop me. What is happening is not going to stop me from speaking up for others, for protesting. I got off TikTok only because the new updates, like they can find out your immigration status and your sexual orientation. They can figure out your mental health because they want to bring lobotomies back. And it's crazy. But the media doesn't talk about it because the whole point of authoritarianism, and I'm so sorry I got off on this, but it's to overwhelm the media so you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. It's in the playbook. It's 101.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Distraction.
I have to keep my clients safe. I have to keep the firm safe. We are not having a TikTok. Like, I hope something similar comes on because God, I love popping a garden gummy and just going on TikTok. It was my favorite thing.
It's fun ride.
If you guys are on TikTok, please follow this account, VHS Dates. It's old. Oh my God.
It's like, do you remember? And we are going to close this out very soon because how long?
It's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
But this is a great way to close it out.
This is a great way. I think we need a sound effect for this.
Okay,
before we
I'll find it.
Hey, before we tell this last TikTok story, but don't hang up because I'm closing. You want to listen to this because it's probably going to bring you some nostalgia. And if it doesn't bring you back nostalgia, it's going to bring you some curiosity. And if you're on TikTok, you're going to go to this account and be like, is this real or is this fake? And it is real. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure because it's from those old dating videos from the late 80s, early 90s.
No, a lot of people don't know about that.
Cool. I mean, I was born in 85, but I remember a Saved by Bell episode they did this. Is there a Bell one? But anyways, they would make these like dating videos to talk about, just tell a little bit about yourself, like your hobbies, what you like, what you don't like, what your person, and and then people would watch these videos. And then I think the way it was is, Wendy on tape, 901, I kind of like her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a matchmaking service, but it was video dating. So instead of apps, they did videos. I was so obsessed with this account. It just started within the last year, and I watched every single video.
No.
I loved it. And it was so great. The best video, I think I still, honestly,
I have it on my phone.
I think I have it saved. That will be an incredible thing to play.
Oh, no, I have it. And I'll put, I don't want to edit this episode because I'm lazy like that. And I'm like 200. I'm tired, but I'm still running. I'm excited about episode 2.
It keeps you running like Michael McDonald sings about.
Ride like the wind, baby. So 201 is really exciting. So you're listening to episode 200. Obviously, this is a celebration episode, but my next episode has a guest on it. I have a guest today, but the next one we're back to what this podcast is celebrating the fan journeys that love Dave Matthews Band. So my next episode 201, has a guest on. We have a guest on the show by the name of Jake Simpson. You will know him if you follow current Dave Matthews Band. He just recently played with Dave and Tim in Mexico. He plays in a little band called Lucas Nelson Band, and I'm so excited to have him on the show. So stay tuned. 2026 is going to be a ride on this podcast. So many, again, secret things I can't talk about, and then things that I'm telling you now. Like I've got like some official rock star fans on the show now. You know, they're all doing it the same. We're all just people who, you know, some of us, hopefully a lot more of us now will start to do this, but just chasing your dreams, chasing your passions. And then sometimes things happen, you know.
VHS Tapes is on Instagram.
Oh, so you can go on Instagram.
I can go. But this video is
did you find it?
Yeah, is the one I saw.
We're closing this show out. Thank y'all for listening.
I will play it. I wish I could show it to you. But let me just describe this woman. She is in a zebra type shirt with some pop of color on it. She's got some big old bangs. And
I thought you were going to say big old titties.
No, you can't see them. But this is her.
That the other person can't afford if things get weird. My name's Gwen. I am divorced. I have 2 kids, and I will not ever regret having those 2 kids, okay? So that's really important for me to tell anyone who's listening. I type 110 words a minute. I actually can type faster, but I keep a little bit for myself. I blew out my knee jazzercising, so I don't want a guy that's too active. The best qualities, I own a timeshare. My favorite way to unwind is with a Virginia Slim and a big scoop of cottage cheese.
Half a tomato.
Why I want to find love is I just think that everybody deserves a second chance. I want to go to PTA with somebody.
Anybody.
Myself. Oh, there's Gwen.
Boy,
She's
she's the worst.
Oh, did he run away with his secretary?
I left.
A great first date with you would be 2 words.
Benny.
Hanna.
Guys, that was the first. That came across my TikTok, and I'm like, I'm fucking obsessed with Gwen.
Yes.
I will sometimes still quote out Virginia Slim, big old scoop of cottage cheese, half a tomato. So,
and I get it when she says it, and you will too if you find that Instagram or that TikTok page. Man,
VHS
it'll make you smile. If
dates.
You've never heard of VHS, I don't know what it stands for, but it is a big brick-looking thing that you put in a VCR player.
When Titanic came out on it, it took 2 of them.
VHS was the bomb back then. When you go to Blockbuster,
Be kind.
Rewind. I still say rewind, and that's not even a thing anymore, but I still say
Listen,
rewind.
when Dave and I didn't have Wi-Fi over the weekend, I still had a DVD player, and he's like, this is stupid. He would give me okay.
Last thing.
He was giving me so much crap about having a DVD player and DVDs. And he's like, why do you have that? We can just stream it. Well, guess what happens when the Wi-Fi goes out? Can't stream shit. He appreciated me having the DVD player and all my DVDs. But then it was also like, we're such fucking idiots. We could just mobile hotspot and then watch it on the laptop. But you know what? That's not fun to do when you're in bed.
No.
But this is the same man that thought Justin Timberlake's solo album was out in 2000. He was corrected. If you guys are not following the podcast Instagram page, the video's up there. Renae took a video of it, and I
asked permission before I did it.
And we're not even mad at each other. It was just, don't tell me I don't know anything about Justin Timberlake from the 90s and 2000s. I was an NSYNC girl.
Yeah.
You don't think I had every album? You don't think I knew when it came out and when it's so up? Get out of here with that. We may continue this debate when I get home.
I don't know. I'm nervous about it. But guys, thanks for listening to this 200th episode. I know that it was way different, but that was also the point too. I'm so thankful for each person that listens to this one, for each person that's listened to 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 or all 200 episodes. Because man, I've met a few people that are like, I've listened to every episode, and I almost want to apologize to them. Like, I'm sorry you spent that much time with me. But also, what an honor. Thank you for keep listening. I'm just a girl who's done a lot of jobs in life. I've worked really hard. I'm very smart. I'm talented.
And you're not meant for a tough life.
I'm not meant for a tough life.
She truly is Piper from the White Lotus. Or not Piper. Piper's
Look how I'm dressed. She would have never worn overalls from the Goodwill.
Oh, you don't know that.
I do know that.
You don't know what she's doing when the cameras are.
Okay. But guys, thanks for so much.
Congratulations on 200.
Hey, thank you. Oh, wait, what's happening?
Oh, hold on. I have to do it this way.
Oh, we're
Right
not
here.
tech savvy.
Congratulations.
Woo, 200 episodes. Stay tuned for the next episode. Again, Jake Simpson is episode 201. You don't want to miss it. And if you are watching this on YouTube right now, be sure to hit the subscribe thing. You can see it just says subscribe. It's like a little bell or something. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Just click it and you're done. And then if you're listening to this on a podcast app, be sure to subscribe to that. Be sure to leave a comment. That really helps bump out the show to people that may have similar interests in their podcasting. But here's another thing you can do. Lastly, if you know a DMV friend, share this podcast with them, because this podcast does not work without each and every one of you. I've told my story. She's told her story a couple times, and now it is your turn. So if you're interested in being on the show, send me an email. The email is up in the show links. And
Listen,
so
I got lots of stories. Like I told you earlier, people go, God, every time you like tell me something, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That is not a bad thing. I've had many lives in my 40 years.
Many lives.
But I'm going to plug myself.
Plug yourself.
If you are in Minnesota and you need a family law lawyer, Lauren Peavy House Law, we'd be happy to help. And if you know someone that needs immigration help, Twin Cities Immigration. Support a woman-owned small business. It's just two girls trying to help as many people as we can.
That's right. That's right.
it. And we love Bravo TV.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift.
Yes. And
Garden Gummies. I mean, I honestly, God, don't know if Lauren has listened to a Dave Matthews Band song. She's younger than me. She's 34.
Hey, I've had 10-year-olds on the show before.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
it because
it's for all ages.
It is for all. Listen, it is for all ages.
I mean, I don't know if you break down some songs, you're like, no, my 10-year-old probably shouldn't listen to
Well,
this.
I mean, you just flat out told your daughter cornbread was about pussy. Didn't even say vagina.
I think that's a great way to end this show, guys. Until the next episode, peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band. I like how we ended with.
Hey, this is Carolyn, the founder and CEO of the nonprofit safeinharmsway.org. It's an honor to be part of the Space Between podcast family, and very thankful to Renae for offering us time to talk about how people can show up for themselves or someone they love who is experiencing violence in relationships. It's a scary time in our country for people experiencing violence. 80% of the shelters in the United States are closing down due to drastic cuts from the federal government. So shelters are closing their doors and hotline calls are left unanswered. But at Safe in Harm's Way, we're launching a new initiative. We're made for this moment, and we're solving the crisis with a brand new campaign called The Last thelastimsorry.com. Thelastimsorry.com is a mobile-friendly site that features an interactive platform allowing for any person to identify exactly what they're experiencing and then get 2 immediate and actionable solutions based on the visitor's situation. It's built to be fast, private, and easy to exit because we recognize the danger that survivors may face just by searching for help. SafeInHarmsWay.org believes every person should have the opportunity to find unique help for their safety needs. And that's why thelastimsorry.com was built for men, women, people of color, the queer community, immigrants, and medically compromised people. So check out the show notes, save the solutions, share the resources, and save a life today.